Hello and welcome to our program today. My name is Kevin Lockhart and I'll be your host for this session. Our guest for this Business Builder interview series is Andrew Falkenstein, who is a well known and respected expert in the area of helping small to medium business owners dramatically lower operating costs and improve employee productivity. He is an absolute genius at all things technical and helps business owners gain incredible peace of mind by eliminating costly, frustrating, and time consuming problems that most businesses have with technology. He is the president of Computer Cats, which is based along the Front Range of Colorado in Colorado Springs and Denver, and he founded the company in 2010. Andrew, welcome aboard. Thanks for making some time for us today.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. I appreciate you having me on.
Now, can you give us a quick overview of who you are and what exactly it is that you do?
Sure. So, my company is Computer Cats, and what we do is we help small to medium businesses with their technology in their business. We help them get their technology running and stable and working well to a point where they're able to trust it and then use it more. And then we show them how to get more out of it. When we pick up a lot of clients, they're not really utilizing their technology because it fails them so frequently because they've had a hodgepodge set up for years. They've had a guy who knows just enough to be dangerous and he gets them going. He's good at solving problems, but he's not really good at big picture overview. And so when we get to them, they're limping along. Their stuff works some of the times, but it's not really something they can rely on, they can depend upon. And so they don't build their business on it. And so they're running in last century because they can't really fully utilize their equipment and their technology in their business. And we help them get to a point where they can and then show them how to utilize that more.
Wow, that's great, Andrew. And I can't think of a single business owner out there that wouldn't want all of their technology, working together and basically operating on the same page. Now, I'm sure that's not the only aspect of your business. So let me ask you, what makes you so special, unique, and valuable that business owners continue to use your services over and over and over again, even referring their friends and colleagues, and then remaining your clients for years?
I think it's because of our approach. We've got a company culture here that I think we've really gotten right. We're really only hiring people that want to help people. That heart of a teacher in a technician is really important. Somebody that gets a kick out of just helping people solve their problems and improve their lives is really who we look for in technicians. That makes a world of difference in how we relate to our customers. And then the other thing is that we've got a big focus here on doing things right, not just good enough, but we want to do the job right so that if they move on, if they are bought out by a larger company, anytime if they've got auditors in their business, we want those auditors, and we do deal with that because we've got a lot of clients in healthcare and government contracting, and so when those auditors show up and those other people that know what's going on, we want their response to be, wow, these guys are taking really good care of you. So there's a big focus on getting the job done really right, not just good enough to get you by for today. And I think our customers feel that. I think that they can tell that we're very different from our competition. And everybody says that they really love the service we provide and our relationship with them because it's very different than our competition.
And relationships are so important in business, and having somebody with whom you can depend and rely on also very, very important. Now, it would seem to me that most business owners largely don't know what to look for when outsourcing their IT support. I know I certainly don't. I think computer guys are sort of like the modern day auto mechanics. There's a lot of opportunity for them to rip you off, overcharge you for shoddy work, simply because the business owner just doesn't know how to determine if somebody's doing a good job or not.
Yeah, I think you really hit the nail on the head there. There's really no regulation on my industry like there is for my clients. My clients they've got HIPAA regulations, they've got government regulations, CMMC, all this stuff that they need to comply with. They need to follow best practices from NIST. They have all these rules, and my industry is largely unregulated. Anybody can hang up a sign and say, I'm a computer expert. And it's really hard to pick apart why one person is different than another. There's no board like for lawyers. There's no bar exam to be able to call yourself a computer expert or a computer technician. You can go look at certs, but that it frequently really doesn't correlate to quality of work done. And, a lot of times people that we pick up have been burned by people who call themselves experts. They say a lot of the same things that we do, and they just don't get it right. There's just some combination that's missing for them. And so a lot of times when I walk into these businesses, my people are skeptical because they've heard this story before. They're like, wait, I was told this 6 months or a year or 2 years or however long ago it was. And so a lot of times they just don't believe it when I tell them again. It's hard to get them to take that leap of faith. But then a year afterwards, they're like, oh my God, you actually meant it.
And I'm sure you've run into situations like that any number of times where you walk into something and, it's just a complete mess and you have to go in there and straighten that out. So, for business owners that find themselves in a situation like that, maybe one similar, can you give us some pointers, maybe some advice on what they should be looking for or asking about before they let someone into their network?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the big things, just from, I mean, I've been doing this for more than 10 years now. And what I see a lot of is these little fly by night companies or companies that they have a really high client turnover rate. And so, what I think people should look for is look at the IT guy's list of customer testimonials. How long is it? Does he have a lot of them? And how far back do they go? How enthusiastic are those customers? And will he, offer to put you in touch with those older ones? I started back in 2010 and we've still got our first customer, our second customer, our third customer, and they are on our testimonial list. When we hand those out, and if people want to talk to them, I'll call them on their cell and say, hey, is it okay if I give out your info? And they're my best salespeople because, they've been working with me for 10 years. So they know what my service is like and what they're getting. That will steer people away from a lot of these small shops that really they're dangerous. They don't know what they're doing because they turn over with their customers really frequently. When I pick customers up, they'll have gone through IT guys every 2 to 3 years for the past 10, 15 years, and they just can't stick with one. And then I'll pick them up and now I've had some of them for 7 to 10 years. So I think length of that kind of relationship is important. If you can't maintain those kind of relationships, that's a red flag that people should be looking for. And, we've had a lot of happy clients for a very long time. The second thing is, again, because so many of our customers are regulation type businesses, they're HIPAA or they're government contractors or something else. How do those IT guys approach that situation? We approach that head on. We frequently start the conversation about HIPAA compliance or CMMC or, whatever it is. Those are the two that we really focus on. But we take that head on and we're already, we've been doing small medical practices for, I think, 8 years now. We didn't pick those up right away, but we picked them up a long time ago. So we've actually gone out and gotten the training on HIPAA. We've gone and gotten training from HIPAA auditors. We've talked to lawyers who specialize in this stuff. We've gone out and found a way to make sure that our clients are 100% going to pass that HIPAA or whatever audit that they're under threat of in their industry. And we've got auditors and lawyers that we can call and they can ask any question because every business is different. And there's always these unique questions that come up. And so we've already gone out and solved that problem for them. And a lot of times my competitors, what I'll hear people say is, oh yeah, we can solve that problem. We'll just lock your stuff down so it's real secure. That's not how it works. There's a lot of documentation that needs to be done to meet these regulations. And it is never there when I come into these businesses. I've yet to pick up a company where their regulation and their technology was up to snuff with whatever regulations they needed to be following.
That was a lot of really good and helpful information. Thank you for sharing that, Andrew. Now, if somebody wanted to reach out and find out more about you, this topic, or anything else, how should they go about doing that?
So if somebody's dealing with issues right now, they can just call our office. Our office is 719-310-0880. Again, that's 719-310-0880. And that'll get you on with a technician who can start helping you with your problems. We try to take customers on where they are and help them out if they're in a pinch. But if they just want more information, the easiest thing to do is go to our website, which is computercats.net. Again, that is computercats.net. It's .net, not .com. And there you can look at testimonials. You can look at the testimonials from our clients, again, going back for years and see what they've got to say about our service. You can download our free report, What You Should Pay for IT Support. It breaks down how different companies charge for their services and why you want to pick one over the other. And then you can also find out more about our services, what other services we offer. We do things like VoIP, backup, VPSs, and we've got our satisfaction guarantee on there.
Now, you offer a guarantee. That's pretty unusual in your line of work. Could you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, it is. So we've got a 60-day satisfaction guarantee. When we pick up clients, we tell them, if you're not happy with us in 60 days, just call me, tell me what we did and what you expected, Just explain to me why you're not happy, and we will refund everything you've paid for services to that point, and we will provide a smooth transition to another IT provider of your choice.
That sounds pretty amazing. Not only will you do all of that, but you'll actually find somebody right there. Aren't you afraid that people might take advantage of that?
You know, I've been offering this for years now, and nobody's taken me up on it yet. Generally, when we pick up a client and we make that offer, it just puts them at ease. They've been taken advantage of before. They've heard this whole spiel before, but nobody's ever offered them a money back guarantee. Nobody's looked them in the eye, shook their hand, and said, "Look, if you're not happy with me, let me go, and I'll let you go. I don't want unhappy clients. That's just going to ruin my reputation, and it's going to make them miserable. It's not a good deal for anybody. So that's why we offer that. Nobody's ever taken advantage of that because usually they're just too excited to have found an IT guy that can take good care of them.
Well, there you have it. Andrew from Computer Cats. Andrew, thank you so much for sparing us some of your time and your valuable insights today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. You too.